Hi everyone. My name is Veronica-Trimarchi. You might see both. But I just want to come on here real quick and do a quick little video about the Intro to Desktop Publishing class because I've had a couple of questions the last 24 hours since the course opened that need to be addressed because they're kind of the same questions over and over again. So I just want to explain how this course works. It's a 7-week course, so you have a full semester's worth of work in just a 7-week time period, which means it's going to move really fast, and you're going to be working with multiple chapters a week, starting next week. And the assignments they take a pretty long time to do, so you have a week time to do them, but just keep that in mind because you will have a lot to do, and you should start on pretty early in the week to get these done. However, this week, the module is very different than the other modules, and I just want to explain a little bit what's going on. So first, I sent you a text sheet that is coming from the department, and that lets everyone know what kind of mainly what kind of computer you're going to need to run Adobe. So Chromebooks will not run Adobe. I've had multiple students come tell me they have a Chromebook. Unfortunately, Adobe will not run on a Chromebook. It's not the right kind of computer. It's not powerful enough. So if you live out of town, we'll have to talk with someone about seeing what we can do to help you out there. But if you do live in Jonesboro, the graphic communications lab, I sent you the times that it's open. There are times that there are classes going on in there, but the times that they're open, you can go there anytime you want, and Adobe is already on there. You would just log in with your A-State ID, and you can do all the projects from there. So hopefully that's not too much of an inconvenience, but those are your options. If neither of those options work, we'll need to talk with your advisor about deciding what the best plan is going forward. So you have about a week to get that figured out because this week you don't have any actual design projects due. The way this course is set up, though, it's an AOS course, which means the department working with accreditation services sets this up. So I don't actually set up the modules or the syllabus for this class. It is done for me. I moderate the class, and I'm here to answer any questions for you, and I will provide any additional resources you may need. I have about a 14-year background in graphic design and graphic communications. I went to Arkansas State for my bachelor's program and have a bachelor's degree in graphic communications. I also have a master's degree in mass communication, and I'm working on my PhD in communication studies. I started working right out of my bachelor's program as a graphic designer for an ad agency in Jonesboro, and from there I moved to corporate marketing as a graphic designer and marketing assistant at a company in town named Camphil. I worked there all through my master's program. During my master's program, I studied social media marketing and strategic communications through our department here at ASU. And once I finished that degree, Camphil actually moved me to Stockholm, Sweden, where I worked as a communications officer for the global level and set up our digital campaigns for Camphil Global. I moved back home in 2019 and started working for the Camphil in Jonesboro again as the actual marketing manager, and I'm still there now. So I've been with Camphil for about a decade, and I have a lot of knowledge and experience in graphic communication and mass communication through my career. But I'm also getting my PhD right now in communication studies, so that way I can hopefully become a full-time tenure track professor at some point. So although I didn't set this course up, I promise you I have all the knowledge that you might need, and I can answer all the questions for you. My office hours are by appointment because I do work full-time and I'm still in school for my PhD. So if you want us to set up a standalone time throughout the week where we can all log on and work together on assignments, and I can answer questions about Adobe Live, we can do that. We just got to find a time that works for everybody, and we can get that set up. That's totally up to all of you. I don't mind doing that for you. So I hope that explains a little bit on why, if you ask me a question, sometimes I'm like, I need to go check on that because I'm not sure how this was set up completely. But I have taught this class since 2016, but I've taught it multiple different ways, sometimes in person, sometimes a full semester where I get to actually build all of the modules. But this, like I said, since it's an AOS course, the modules were built for me. So again, that's why sometimes I have to go check on something when you ask. I don't know right off the top of my head. So I want to share my screen. Hopefully you're able to see my screen now. And this is the instructor view, but this is the only way I'm able to show you the modules, because once you go into module 1, what you'll see first is this plagiarism statement reminder. So I need you to always do this first. You have to just enter in, like, I think, like your digital signature, your email or something, so that way you can access the rest of the module. In this module, you have a lessons folder and an activities folder. This module looks very different from your other modules because you're not actually working in Adobe yet. You're not actually creating any projects yet. So you'll go into lesson 1. There's a few different PowerPoints here. There are a few different additional resources. And this is all talking about how to use your Mac. The school is assuming that you're using a Mac, because if you were on campus and working in the GCOM lab, you would be on a Mac. I, however, use a Mac for my personal projects. So like any of my freelance design projects that I do on the side, or anytime I'm teaching for A-State, I use my Mac. I do use a Windows computer for CAMFIL for any work I do at my corporate job. So if you ever get into a position where the instructions aren't making any sense with your Windows computer, like the shortcuts aren't working, or the maybe buttons are in a different spot, let me know, because I can help you. I know how to use Adobe in either or, so I can help you if something feels confusing. But this is assuming you're using a Mac. That's why it's got iCloud here. You're going to learn about the operating system of a Mac. And so this is just like a learning module, basically. You don't have a lot of actual assignments for this module. So once you get through here, you'll go back and you'll go into your activities. You have a discussion board. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then here's what's confusing. So when this was set up, these two things, I'm very positive, were meant for you to submit screenshots to me, whether you put those screenshots just as JPEG form into a submission folder, or if you did a Word doc. However, when they built this course, it looks like they didn't make these actual assignments. They just made them, they're just here to read. I've gone through and I can't figure out why they did that, but it was clearly not set up correctly. Well, today's Wednesday and I just figured this out, so I do not expect you to submit anything here, because I'm not going to open up an assignment on a Wednesday for you. So just download these, go through them, make sure you understand how to use your shortcut keys on your computer, and make sure you understand iPhoto. Again, if you don't have a Mac, these are going to be a little bit confusing. The shortcut keys for a Mac and the shortcut keys for a window, they're similar but different. So we may have to do some Googling to find shortcut keys that work with a Windows, but just send me a text message or an email if that's something you're interested in. And then of course you'll take your test. The test covers chapters 1 and 2 and everything that was in the lessons folder. So that's module 1. It shouldn't take too long to do. It's mainly a lot of reading and getting prepared for the course. It gives you a little bit of time to get the correct computer, or to figure out where you're going to work from, if you're going to have to borrow someone's computer, or if you're going to go to the lab. But it gives you a little bit of time to do that, and also gives you a little bit of extra time to get a hold of your book. But I'm going to preview module 2 real quick, so that way you can see what a module actually looks like when you're working in Adobe, and I want to explain how I will walk you through that. So again, here you are. You're going to have to do this biosig validation in order to view the activities. So you'll do your lesson. like I said, we're jam-packed because we're doing an entire semester's worth of work in 7 weeks. So we're covering 3 chapters this time. So you're going to read chapters 3, 4, and 5. And we're working only in Photoshop this time. So we're going to be adjusting images in Photoshop, working with selections and channels, and using layers. I have the hard copy book of this, of the textbook, but I also have an ebook. So my plan here is to go over the chapters in kind of a similar video like I'm doing now, just casual, and I will upload it so that way you're able to find it. But I'll go over the chapters so we have an overview, and so you can hear me kind of talk about it and maybe put it in easier terms to understand, because I know books can get real technical. And then here's the important part. So here's your lesson activities. You have another discussion board. You're going to make at least 2 posts per question. Answer the question yourself, then respond to other students' posts. There are 3 questions, so students should have a minimum of 6 posts per discussion board. So what they're saying here is everyone is going to answer these questions in a discussion. You'll answer question 1, answer question 2, answer question 3, and then you'll go back and under each question, you'll find somebody else's response and reply to them. So that way you're posting in the discussion board 6 times. Then you'll have different exercises. Again, this is not open until Monday, so please don't worry. I just want to show you how the Adobe exercises are going to look when you start working on those. So you'll go into chapter 3, and then you'll see here, here's your exercise and then your assignment. So do not turn in, you do not turn in these files for grading. Don't turn in the exercises for practice, okay? That is just for you to practice. So when you open your book and you start working through chapter 3, which I have the ebook here, but the ebook is definitely not as good. Let's see if we can get it to show us. I don't know if it'll show us, but so you'll go through the whole whatever. This is important. If you need to download the files for this or any chapters, go to synagebrain.com. No need. I have all the files. I have them all from my instructor view. So I'm going to download those files and I will put all of them onto Blackboard so that way you can access them. You do not need to go find them yourself. So I'll repeat. I will upload all of the working files that you need to complete your assignments. You do not have to go find them. So this chapter is just going to walk you through. I'm going to give you a little lesson. That way you're able to kind of understand what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. So like I said, there's practice exercises here. I encourage you to do them so that way you're learning, because you need to learn how to do the things they're asking you to do, but you don't turn those in. You only turn in the actual assignment. So this one says it starts on page number 175. You're going to do the assignment. It says car barn. There's light 1, light 2. So there's 3 different assignments here. I don't know if I can access it from here, but let's see. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's a little confusing in the ebook part, but I'll take pictures of my actual book so you can see, because I don't really understand what this is asking me to do. So anyways, you'll find, you'll just do these 3 assignments. Start on page 175. You'll get all the way through them, and I will make sure you have all your files there, and I will also do a tutorial so you kind of know what you're working with there, and that way you know what to turn in, and you'll turn that in here. Okay, so that's how a normal module would look. But like I said, we're not working in Adobe yet. You don't need to worry about this stuff yet. This isn't due until Monday, but where it says here, you will add your submissions, you'll attach your files, and you'll put it there. So you would just be working with the car barn, light, and light instead of working with all those practice files. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Again, you're only working in Module 1 right now, and the only things due are going to be the discussion board and test number 1. And those are both going to be due on Monday. So hopefully you don't have any questions, and that all makes a little bit more sense. Don't know what's going on here now. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen. So that's everything. You'll find all of your lessons on the YouTube channel that this video is going to be posted on. If you have any questions, please reach out. So the main takeaways today are make sure you have the right computer or you have a plan for accessing a correct computer based on the text sheet I sent you. Make sure you've logged into Adobe the way that the PDF I'm going to send shows how to log into Adobe, and make sure you do the discussion board and the test. And that's all you have to do this week. And then on Monday, I will post a tutorial video for Module 2, and hopefully you'll learn Photoshop with a quickness. So if you have any questions, let me know. Again, it takes me about 24 hours to respond to emails, but I'm very quick on text messaging, so send me a text. And yeah, if you want a Zoom call where we can all work together on assignments and I can answer questions live, please express that to me via text message or email, and I will try to get that set up. In the meantime, good luck with your first week of school.